Hello everyone and welcome to I Know You Know, your one-stop knowledge sharing platform for all things careers, life after high school, as well as opportunities that are available to you. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. So a long while ago, I filmed a video about transferring across universities. Now that's one of the most frequently watched videos on this channel. Until this day, that is 2023 February, I am still getting questions under this video. And because of that, I decided to film a frequently asked questions video on transferring across universities. I hope that you find value in this video, and I hope that it helps as well to clarify some of the things that seem to be not clear enough from the first video or are follow-ups from the first video, and depending on your personal situation. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. So I'll be reading the questions down here because I'm actually reading them straight from the comment section as people have asked the questions, okay? So bear with me. So question number 1. Hi, can I transfer from a private institution to a public one, same degree? Now, this question came up a lot, even on my social media pages. People were asking whether or not they can transfer from a private to a public university for the same degree. Recall that you can transfer from any institution to any institution because in the initial stage, you apply as if you are a new applicant. So the same way you applied for the institution in matric is how you're going to apply even when transferring. The question becomes whether or not they will transfer your credits. And that's where it gets tricky and very specific to the institution that you're transferring from and to the institution that you're transferring to. So in the video, I do cover that each institution has its own way of calculating its credits, and each program, even if it's the same degree, has its own modules that are specific to that program. So for example, for chemical engineering, for example, you would need to do certain courses for you to be able to get the degree. Now, these courses might not be structured exactly the same in each institution, which means if you go to institution number 1 to do your first year and you want to transfer to institution number 2, when you get to institution number 2, they will look at what you did in institution number 1 and compare and see if you are at the same level as people who did first year in institution number 2. If you are, i.e. if there's an alignment between the courses that you did in institution number 1 and the ones that first year in institutions number 2 have done, that's when they will transfer your credits and allow you to start in second year. However, if there is a lack of alignment or there's an important course that was done in first year that you did not do in institution number 1, they will require you to start from year 1. They may credit some courses that they feel like are relevant and similar, but you may need to redo some of them, not even redo, but you may need to do some of them that you didn't do in your initial institution. So that is the response to whether or not you can transfer from a private to a public. Remember, you can always transfer because when you apply, it is the same application you did in matric. If you qualify to get into the program, you can always do it. The question though, or what you may need to find out, is whether or not your credits will be transferred, because you may need to start from year 1. I hope that clarifies that. Hey sis, I applied at UCT and I was rejected because I didn't meet the requirements with my matric results. I then applied for the same course at Unisa and got accepted. I want to know whether I can transfer to UCT next year. If I continue with Unisa this year and use my semester marks and credits I have acquired with Unisa to transfer to UCT, will my matric results still be considered heavily, or will my credits help my profile and give me a higher chance of admission into UCT? So my response to this is I would encourage you to apply. They will consider your matric marks, of course, because like I said, the application is similar to the one that you did in matric. So there is no special application for people that are transferring. You apply along with everyone else who wants to get into that varsity. So you should meet the requirements. However, if you did first year at some other institution, usually they will require you to also submit your past transcripts from other institutions. I do think, especially if you did well in your first year at Unisa, you do stand a better chance of getting into UCT. They will still consider your matric marks, but it's worth still giving it a shot given that you've now proven that you can actually cope in that specific program. So all the best for your application. Please do apply and give it a shot. Question number 3. Hi, I want to transfer from university to UP. I'm currently studying higher certificate in law, so I don't know if I should start my LLB here at Unisa, then transfer second year, or will I be permitted to use my higher certificate to apply for LLB at UP? A response will be appreciated. So, I would advise you to familiarize yourself with the requirements of UP's LLB program. Familiarize yourself with those requirements so that you can know what is expected of you. If you are doing a higher certificate at Unisa and you complete the higher certificate, check with the UP faculty if the higher certificate will qualify you to study LLB. I'm assuming that you passed with higher certificate in matric, therefore you did not qualify to get into LLB directly with your matric results. But now that you've done your higher certificate, you're wondering if you should do your LLB, if you can get into the LLB program using your higher certificate. Find out from the faculty, but I do think that you do stand a better chance if you go from the Unisa LLB program and transfer into another LLB program into UP, especially if it's easier for you to get into the LLB program in Unisa using your higher certificate from Unisa. However, once again, this is a very faculty and institution specific question. So do not be afraid to actually call and reach out to the faculty at UP LLB and ask them this question, because they are in a better position to let you know what will help you stand a better chance. All the best for that. Hi, I was wondering how UCT transfers credits from UP. I've tried to find it on the UCT site, but cannot see anything for UP, especially in medicine. Should I also focus on the modules done along with the credits earned if I want to apply to UCT? So not every university website has information on how to transfer or calculate the transfer credits from another institution. Your best bet is to call the Faculty of Health Science at the university that you want to transfer to, i.e. UCT, and ask them how they transfer credits from UP. As mentioned in the video, each university, it differs from university to university, but it also differs from program to program. So you're best off actually calling them, because like you've already also asked in the second part of your question, whether modules do matter. Yes, modules definitely do matter. Modules matter because if you haven't done a certain module that is required, you would need to redo that year where that module is being done, because you can't just pass in the second institution without having done their modules. So they do also look at how the modules that you've done in each institution compare, and then they also look at the credits. So your best bet is to call someone so that they can also answer based on the modules that you've done and also based on the credit loading that you have. So all the best with that. Hi, if I failed my first year and want to change universities to start a different undergraduate course, what are the chances I might be taken? I've applied at that institution last year and got accepted, but I didn't go there. So if you applied and got accepted, it means your matric marks were sufficient to get into that institution. Chances are if you apply again, you will get into the program. However, they do sometimes also consider the marks from what you did in the previous year. So for example, if you did matric and then you did first year at another varsity and failed, they will look at both your matric marks as well as your transcript. Now, depending on how relevant the courses are to each other, this may or may not affect you, but I would encourage you to actually still apply, especially if your matric marks were able to get you into the program, because chances are you will still be able to get into the program. Next question. Hey, I'm currently studying at UFS doing Bachelor of Science. and I want to do public administration at DUT. I just want to know the process and what the process is of transferring NSFAS funding if I get accepted. So NSFAS does allow you to transfer between institutions. And the process of this is after you get accepted in the second institution, you will need to register. And then after registering, you'll need to send NSFAS, or the university sometimes will send NSFAS your registration details as proof that you are registered now in the new institution. Then what NSFAS will do is to evaluate your application or registration to see if you still qualify for NSFAS. Remember, NSFAS has a time limit as to how much they can pay for you. And when you transfer into another program or another institution, they don't start counting from zero. I think it's N+1 or N+2. They don't start counting from zero when you start a new program. You will still be eligible for the amount of years that you were eligible at the start of you receiving the NSFAS funding. So what they will do is then review if you still qualify based on a time basis, and then they will communicate further details and re-award you the NSFAS funding if you do qualify. And remember, this process will not start until you are fully registered in the other institution, which means if you're still thinking of applying or still thinking of moving, you can't have NSFAS evaluate anything. They will only evaluate once you have proof of registration in the new institution, then the process will start. Next question. So I must send the transcripts to the new institution end of the year, right? Or they automatically get my results once I've applied. Also, do I send the transcript to the university straight or the faculty of study I want to? So when you apply, you do the normal application similar to the one you did in matric. And if you are not just, like if you weren't in matric last year, they will ask for transcripts. So in your application process, you will be submitting the transcripts yourself during the application process. Hi, I'm currently studying at Pearson Institution and I am interested in transferring to a public varsity. I'm sitting with the issue though. I did a bridging course at Pearson's so that I could start my degree. I've then completed my first year and I'm about to start with my second year. When I apply at the public varsity, do I add my bridging course that I did with my first year results to indicate that I do in fact qualify to start or continue my degree? Please help. Yes. Remember, when you apply, you will need to submit all your academic records from matric to your bridging course, as well as your first year results, so that you can get into the new institution. So yes, you do submit all your academic records. Is it possible to apply to a new university and not disclose that you were in a certain university, especially considering that your transcript might impact your transfer process? Guys, please disclose, like, just for my sake, disclose. Guys, please disclose that you were in a varsity. You will be asked whether, like, what you've been doing. If, for example, I matriculated in 2015, if I apply in 2017 to a university, they will ask me what I was doing in 2016. And if I don't disclose, it means I'm lying. So please disclose. Remember that anything that you do submit during application and all of that, you kind of vow that it is the truth and nothing but the truth, you know? And so if you do lie or omit important information, it can actually be used against you. So please disclose. You'd rather be rejected than jailed. Okay, I don't know if they take you to jail, but it definitely is dangerous to lie or omit important information during official application processes for anything of that matter. Next question. Is it possible to transfer to other institutions if you failed one module and do a different course from the one that you were doing on the previous institution? Remember, you get into the new institution because you qualify and you meet the requirements for the program you want to get into. So it is possible to get into the institution even if you did fail. Please note, you will be submitting, like I said to previous questions, you will be submitting all your academic records, so they will know that you failed. And depending on how relevant or irrelevant the courses are to each other, you may or may not be accepted. But please do apply, especially if your matric results qualify you to get into the program you want to apply to, even if you failed in the other institution that you got into. Hi, so do you pay the registration fee as a normal high school? I'm assuming you're asking if you pay registration fee when you are transferring as you did when you actually applied from high school, right? And straight out of matric. So firstly, let me just clarify, there's a difference between an application fee and a registration fee. You pay both every time. So meaning, if you're in matric and you're applying to get into an institution, you will pay an application fee. If you're in first year at institution number 1 and you want to transfer to institution number 2, as mentioned in the video, the application is similar to the one you did in matric, and so you will pay an application fee as well. When it comes to registration fee, remember, registration fee you pay once you are accepted into an institution and you are now choosing your courses or modules that you'll be doing for the year. So you do pay your registration fee whether you are new in the institution, whether you're doing second year in the institution, or whether you've just transferred from another institution. You do pay. Everyone who's going to do the year or some modules or courses in a set institution for the year pays registration. So yes, you do pay. Next question. Hi sis, what if I have a higher certificate in accounting science obtained at Unisa? Will I be able to register for accounting science degree at UP? The best thing to do is to familiarize yourself with what UP wants in terms of their requirements. So you may find that the higher certificate does put you in a better chance than you were in with your matric marks to get into a UP degree program. However, you must know and realize that you probably won't have any credits being transferred because a degree and a higher certificate do differ, and the work that you do in both is different. That's why after matric, you either get a higher certificate pass or a bachelor's pass, which both enable you to get into different programs, which are different, even if it's the same course or the same field of study. So accounting science higher certificate might not be the same as is not the same as an accounting degree. So you can use your higher certificate to apply, but chances are you will not have any credits being transferred for that. There you have it, guys. I answered the most frequently asked questions on this topic. If you still have questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section below. I will be answering in the comment section. And if there are repeated questions that keep coming up, I will film a frequently asked question part 2 of this topic. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like this video so that it can rank higher on the YouTube algorithm and other people can also find value in it. Secondly, please subscribe to the channel so that you can get exposed to more videos where we get to help each other grow and succeed in our respective journeys of getting into our careers. And then lastly, we do have an Instagram page, and there you can get much quicker feedback from us. So follow our Instagram page. The link will be in the description box below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. See you in the next one. Bye.